Hello and welcome or welcome back to Spectral Readings. Thank you so much for joining me here today. This is going to be messages from your higher self because we've just gone through and are going through the 1111 gate of 2020, which is pretty exciting. It's all about connection to your higher self, seeing things from an elevated perspective and achieving dreams. Let's see what's going on with ya. Also, please remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I am accepting personal readings. The information is in the description box below. And this has actually been surprisingly popular. For anybody who donates 1111 or more, I'll give an oracle card like this one. So for chop wood here, this card is all about doing the menial tasks of day-to-day life. So perhaps you might be getting a bit ahead of yourself and overlooking things like dusting around the house, or maybe you just need to really work at something in order to achieve success, and you kind of just want to have the success now since it was in reverse. But anyway, anything else? Nope, that's it. First card that came out, Five of Swords. Yes. You're being a good listener about what needs to be done. Your higher self is talking to you here, and they're laying down the law, so to speak. So you need to be a good listener. Play by the rules a little bit, and also this is your higher self telling you things. It could be stop drinking coffee, switch to tea. That's something that I just did recently, and honestly, I am loving it. So things like that, you know, that could pop into your head, and you could just brush it off, or you could actually make a change in your life. When you start making changes in your life, you'll notice that you have more and more ideas. It's almost like a snowball effect of manifesting a better life. Three of Pentacles. Your higher self is telling you you need to step out of your cage a little bit and show the world what you have to offer. Just say, here I am, you know, this is what I can do, and people will be very receptive. Also, definitely be, everything in life is give and receive. When you give, you receive. It's not so much like if you put a penny in somebody's jar, you'll get a penny back, or the exact same penny, you might get a different penny back. Everything is give and receive with energy. You can't be stuck. When you hold on too much, there's no flow. And flow, just like what I was saying, flow leads to a snowball effect of energy. Knight of Swords and the Emperor jumped out of the deck. Your higher self is telling you that you do have the power to change things in your life, and you need to go forth. Make decisive action. Listen to your intuition again. That's going to be huge here. Make decisive action. Also, if there's somebody who does something similar to you, talk to them. That's what the Knight of Swords is telling me, because there's absolutely duality in this card. There are people walking the same path as you. And just by talking to them, just by exchanging energy with them, you will both experience greater abundance. The Empress and the Four of Cups. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's like you're unsure of yourself, unsure of your own value, unsure of the value of your own work, and you're not harvesting. You're not, it's almost like you're not even showing up to the party that Spirit is trying to throw for you, for whatever talent you have. You're too hard on yourself about it. You can't listen to the advice of other people. That's what Spirit's telling you here. Listen to your own intuition, and other people, unfortunately, are going to be jealous, and that's not like a cool thing. If that's in your vocabulary, like, oh, I'm so jealous, you know, that's actually toxic energy, and it's poisoning you. and it's poisoning somebody else. Also, like, now that I've told you that, pay attention to how many people in your life say that. It's just wild. Anything else? Look at that. There he is again. Five of Swords, Queen of Swords. The higher self is back here telling you something yet again, and it's, you can't be such an ice queen. Allow yourself to be sentimental about certain things. Don't judge too quickly. Like, if you're walking through a grocery store, for example, and you're just like judging people, cut that out. And if you notice yourself doing something, just try to be like you're raising a child, you know, you're your own child. So if you notice an adverse or negative thought coming out of you, say, okay, you know, I'm sorry that I said that, just say that to yourself, and then say something nice. Some of you that may be challenging. Yeah, some of you are like sorting out some of your demons. And I don't know if you've ever seen like an exorcism or something, but demons don't act very comfortable when they're being exorcised. It's like they're in agony and they can't bear it, you know? So if you notice that if saying something nice is makes you squirm around, really hold yourself to the fire a bit, because there might be something you need to address. What else? This deck isn't talking anymore. We'll do oracle advice after the Kipper deck. This Kipper deck has been super talkative recently. I hadn't used it in a long time. What's up? Just like that. Journey. You need to embark. There's a journey and you're like at the precipice, but you need to get on the train. Just like what I was saying about the snowball effect. Once you make that decisive action to move forward with something, it will manifest into something great. You need to give yourself the time, the space, and the energy in order to make something happen for yourself. Practice every day, whatever it is. Okay, what else? They don't want you to be so hard about yourself. That's huge. Or hard on yourself. Okay, so some of you, maybe all of you, probably not, but someone when you were a child, you were like playing a sport or something, but you were not good at it, and it made you feel like you couldn't do something. And now when you try to do something, you have that memory, you have that reflex, like, I'm not gonna be very good, you know? So that's something that you need to work on. Wow. Toil and labor to sudden wealth. This is one of the very best cards of the Kipper deck. So by that like chopping wood card that came out at first, by doing that, by the toil and labor, giving yourself the time, space, and energy to do something, making the effort, sudden wealth. Maybe you'll like make a candle or something and 1,000 people will order it because somebody shared it on TikTok or something like that. I don't know. But it's something just like that. Like, you'll have an aha moment. You'll put something together. Okay, Oracle. Speaking of making things, I made this for myself, but this I make things like this for myself all of the time, but this is lavender, clove oil, camphor, a square of camphor, which is a pine resin, some garlic actually, and blue lotus flower oil, and a selenite wand. You can kind of see it poking out. I make stuff like this all the time for myself, but this one told me its name, Safe Passage, and I've been keeping it with me when I sleep, and I've been kind of hanging out with it to see how it will be in this world now that I've created it. And I have to say, I've had wonderful, excellent dreams, and it's been very refreshing, and I feel very safe with it. I might make more stuff like that with different purposes. Also, it smells amazing. And I think there's like a drop of patchouli oil in it. All that glitters, and this is actually a warning, if I remember. I think you might be in a hurry. I'm not sure if I already told you that, but there's something about that. It's only human to want to adorn oneself in trinkets and paint a pretty picture of oneself. It's natural to want to acquire the trappings of status or to deny them as a statement of rebellion. But if it sparkles, is it better? Whether it's a fast car, a big house, a title or position, the stamp of authority, or the sparkling of diamonds, these icons let you know something about a person, place, or thing. Or do they? The truth is that people seek to acquire things because of what they will do for them and how they symbolically will elevate them and make them more attractive. This card signals that it's time to see beyond the adornments and probe underneath the surface. Learn to recognize the masks people wear and the motives underlying them. Imagine that all the glitter is gone. Would you still desire the object or person? And what I'm thinking about is like working for a corporation. When you sign up, they're like, okay, you get this benefit, you get this benefit, you can work towards this, this, and that. And they give you like this whole list of things that are supposed to make it so worth it, but you're just toiling around and making somebody else's dream come true oftentimes when you're working for a corporation. So if you stripped away all of the benefits, all of the comfy chair, you know, and the nice water cooler, if you stripped all of those things away, would you really enjoy it? Would you really feel satisfied if you weren't being distracted by trappings of wealth or status, like it was saying? Is there somebody who in your life is hot, but there's not much else? So if they weren't attractive, would you still be interested in them? So your higher self is asking you to take a close look at things in your life and see if you really enjoy them. If they really serve you. I'm picking up on a diet. Virgo, of course, is very careful about what they eat, typically. Very, detail-oriented, so to speak. But Virgo is also the stomach. So, maybe you've been taking a close look at your diet, or you have something intricate about that. Of course, it's going to be different for everybody. What's that? It's like things that other people can give you, things that you enjoy about something, you should try to give yourself. Like if you are always going to a cafe because of an atmosphere, or because they have this thing that you love, see if you can create it for yourself. Not just the thing that you love, but the atmosphere. Also, maybe some of you have, because Virgos are also habitual, maybe there's something that you love so much that you have very often, but it isn't very good for you. And it could be some sort of a beverage. Maybe you can make a better version of it for yourself. And then also with that All That Glitters card, there's something about an old habit, something about an old relationship or an old job that you've been thinking about going back to because it would give you something, but it might be getting in the way of the adverse things that it brought you as well. Yes, yes, yes. So don't go back. Take a clear look at things. This is a new year coming up. They want you to look closer at things to them. Some of you might want to get a puppy, but you're not thinking about the work. Every once in a while, I have one of my sisters is older. I have an older sister, a younger sister, and an older brother. We're all 3 years apart. Anyway, sometimes I have a dream where I suddenly have this like weird animal, or like last night it was 10 kittens. I counted them, it was 10 kittens that I suddenly had. And I called my sister, I was like, hey, I've gotta take these kittens, I've gotta give you these kittens. But that's like not the first dream I've had where I've like suddenly had this animal and given it to her. Pay attention to your dreams. Somebody actually commented the other day about how they can't remember their dreams. Stuff like that. Go to great lengths to protect yourself while you sleep. If ever you are cleansing yourself before you do something or protecting yourself before you do something, it's sleep. That's so important because you're just in one spot somewhere else and you're so vulnerable. Why do you think we have nightmares? Protect yourself. Things like this. If you have anything that is protective, like if you have certain oils, certain herbs, put them together. Okay, what is it? Something about fantasy. Is that the never-ending story? See that horse? Or it's a zebra, I guess. Yeah, I was seeing that. But there's something about fantasy. Maybe you spend too much time like dissecting your world that you're like very weighed down by the burdens of it. And you might need to escape into something. And it's escapism, you know, isn't necessarily all that bad as long as it's enriching. Like living vicariously through characters is a great way to stay in shape. Okay, chaos and conflict. 33. Opposing forces come together to create a turbulent atmosphere, but consider the value of chaos that serves you well as you become unmoored by it. Scattered to the winds, you leave behind the parts of yourself that you no longer need and disperse seeds to reinvent yourself anew. This is going to be the last message. Although the conflict appears to exist externally, its essence is also internal, projected outward and causing disarray. You may find yourself at cross purposes with someone else, facing a storm you feel you can't control, yet every storm passes and chaos leads to a reordering of things. Conflict provides a way to see more than one side of a situation. Look upon this as just a moment in time when you may need to take shelter and step away from the fray. Fantasy. Don't be too eager to fight. This is a time to understand rather than to be understood. This is the perfect last card as well because of the turbulent atmosphere that we're going through politically, at least in the United States, but I think it is global. You don't need to get in the middle of it. Know that things are going to balance out. Honestly, I did twice in videos predict the Biden victory because I saw it. I tried not to say it, but I still said it. And anyway, things are going to sort out, but don't hate anybody. Just because you have different opinions, just because you're at different parts of the journey, don't spend too much time hating anybody. And you don't need to put yourself on the front lines unless you're in public service. You vote. You talk to your friends and family sometimes, you know. You say what you need to say, but don't put yourself out too much. Take a step away so that you yourself may come together. And those are the messages. Thank you so much for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe, for real. This channel has grown like 33% in the past month, which is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Mind-blowing. And hopefully that continues. And it's all thanks to you and me. So I'm very grateful. And anyway, thank you very much. Information in the description box if you need anything, but I will see you next time.